Hong Kong, an exotic jewel in the East, rich in history and its East meets West cultural mix. In March, rugby fever sweeps through the city as the territory's biggest sporting event. The annual Hong Kong Sevens tournament kicks off. The event provided the opportunity for Laureus to offer a group of 10 young rugby players from South Africa the experience of a lifetime. The 10 members of the Soweto School's rugby program have the opportunity to experience new culture, meet new friends, and participate in a range of rugby activities before attending a Sevens competition match.
If you see sort of the houses they come from, where they live, where they go to school, you know, one of the kids doesn't even have parents. The one kid doesn't know where his parents is. It's another world.
The Laureus-supported rugby program gives youngsters from the Soweto township the opportunity to engage in sport, simultaneously gaining an education and qualifications in academic school subjects. This gives the youngsters the chance to improve their prospects of a better life. The first stop for the Soweto kids was to meet their Hong Kong counterparts from another Laureus-supported project, Operation Breakthrough. On hand to welcome the kids was Laureus Academy member and South African rugby icon Morné du Plessis.
Operation Breakthrough operates a similar program in Hong Kong, and for them to learn from each other and to see, they're all over the world, they're boys just like us, loving rugby.
Accompanying du Plessis was another rugby legend, former All Blacks captain and Laureus Academy member Fitzpatrick.
The sport is a great tool to bring them together, different cultures, different ways of life. Their skills are wonderful. Speaking to some of the boys from Soweto and their knowledge of rugby is unbelievable.
The rugby legends were joined by an all-star cast of rugby heroes from the Asia-Pacific Barbarians team.
They have the most capped test player ever, George Gregan, Justin Marshall, Rico Gear. For the boys from Soweto and the Operation Breakthrough kids, to see those people is a real inspiration for them.
The kids had the unique opportunity to learn from the stars as they took part in a training session run by Barbarians coach and Australian rugby legend David Campese.
You look at the names of the players in this team, you know, they're well-known names. And obviously with the Soweto kids and obviously Breakthrough here, for us it's part of life. We've enjoyed to always coach kids, and I think the guys have really enjoyed it.
Following their inspirational training, it was time to put the new skills into action as the Soweto Kids and Operation Breakthrough team joined forces to take part in the Tens Youth Tournament alongside teams from around the world. The two sets of Laureus kids competing side by side was a special experience for all involved, and it's a perfect example of sport's ability to bring people together and transcend social barriers.
Just for them to interact with all these people, it's phenomenal. I'm hoping they can learn from the kids from Operation Breakthrough who've got similar circumstances. Then I hope the guys here can learn from what we're benefiting from as well.
After their tournament, the Soweto kids were taken to the Hong Kong Stadium where excitement was rising in anticipation of the kickoff of the Rugby Sevens action. Having experienced world-class players firsthand, the young team arrived eager to see top teams battle it out on the pitch. However, there was one team in particular that captured the kids' attention. As their home country heroes, the South African Springbok Sevens team took to the field. Spirits were high and the youngsters relished the occasion. Watching their heroes in the Rugby Sevens tournament was the climax of their trip, but there remained one final treat for the Soweto kids as they got a behind-the-scenes look at a Springbok training session. This was a final opportunity for the youngsters to pick up some sporting tips from their rugby heroes.
We did hear that we're going to get some supporters and some fans coming through, but we had no idea it was the boys from back home. It's incredibly humbling to have them watching our practice.
It means so much to see kids like this being part of the Laureus program. Laureus doing so much work for social development. It's special for us to have fellow South Africans here to support us on a world stage.
To show their appreciation, the Soweto youngsters performed a special rugby war cry, which they entitled the Soweto Haka. For the Laureus youngsters, the trip was an inspiring and motivating experience, which will be sure to greatly influence them in the future.
I think what they've seen from the Springbok Sevens team to Sean Fitzpatrick and the Asia-Pacific Barbarians, the message that they've got from all these guys is we were once where you were. We were once just dreaming of doing something better with our lives, and we got there. My hope is, that one of them does become a Springbok rugby player, but that's not that important. The important thing is in 10 years' time, what they've done with their lives. And maybe this trip would have been just a slight turning point in an attitude of positive, I can do it philosophy.